se nsɛmtwerɛ dwuma enni hɔ a ewiase enhu bribia mu nimdeɛ. Nsɛmtwerɛ dwuma ehu hia yie pa esan sɛ ɛbɔ ɔmanfo no amane ɛfa mprempren sɛm a esisi a ɛho ehia enso nneɛma papa a ɛnam nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ so ɛba ɛma temamufoɔ nso ɛnsaka bi no ɛyɛ bebree. Ne saa so nti sa documentary yi mu no yɛrehwɛ ɛmfaso papa Ghana for dodo na enya every multiple award-winning Ghanaian journalist Regina Asamoah ne dwumadie bi a wɔde ɛbaa ya watu din sɛ The Missing Children. But I attach documentary yi echi ene say The Missing Children afe baako akwantuo yi mu ne asisi wɔ mu ɛmwa hodoɔ a saa dwumadie yi ɛde abrɛ emusuaku ahodoɔ na wɔ man mu no yɛpɛtan ne nyinaa adi na ebi wo so no yɛbɛdɔ sukɔ ɛfa sɛ abofra bi ayira anamo a wɔsɛ wutu anasɛ deɛ wɔsɛ woyɛ sɛ ɔwofoɔ no yɛma wo hu. Mebana yira se ɔwofoɔ bi ka asɛm wɔ yi a saa bre no ara mu no nea ɛkɔ so nipaduam hunamani adwenim ɛna empo na tenka mu no untumi fa ntoto bibia ho na emre ɛkɔ na abofra no yenhu no awofoɔ no entumi nya hwee biem sense wɔde wɔnani ɛbɛto emra ne so ɛne wɔnom a wɔbɛtumi ayɛ biribia fa ho ama wɔn no ɛso enya ni daso sɛ obehu wɔn ba ne bio.
Me papo cho ebia unam baby na hu akola we ya misrew na fani ko police station
ya chia up to now be mu say dia go diskadro ya mi tina mi ti me diskadro misre obi bia wotimi ka wo hu akola we say wo hu mi mobo.
Ghana nsɛmtwerɛni baako a fempem yenu ene dunkron no emu 2019 ye born na baso se best female journalist Regina Asamoah enam ne Missing Children documentary yi so ede enidaso ebre abusuafo a wonom agigya sanse wonom mayira na wonhu won na empo wonyin ni se obehu mufra ne mpo bio na ne ho hia pa ne se ne documentaries ahodo a woyɛ nyinaa no eboa ama Ghana yetumi ede ye nan asi fom se oman na yahwɛ se fa hodie ya emofra wonom wo oman yi mu ɛwɔ sɛ wonom nya sɛ the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child ɛtwerɛ no wonom benya ne saa pɛpɛɛpɛ. Why any Regina Asamoah?
I am Regina Asamoah. Currently, I'm working as a news editor at Atenka Media Village, precisely Atenka 104.7 FM and then Atenka TV in the Greater Accra region of Ghana. I am also a documentary filmmaker, I'm a gender advocate or activist, and a media consultant. As a journalist, my duty is to tell the story, but what drives me as my passion is to tell the stories of the vulnerable in society, especially women and children. With my background in development communication, I know that as journalists, we don't have to just tell a story, but we have to tell a story that will make impact. And that is what I have been doing. In my 13 years of experience as a journalist, I have worked on so many stories and documentaries. And these documentaries have not only impacted lives, it has gone beyond just telling a story. It has also helped influence policies, and that is something I can pride myself in. As the reigning Ghana Journalists Association female best journalist, I decided to pursue an investigation and tell the stories of missing children in our country. Missing children, an area that has received low or no attention by the media and also by state actors or the security agencies.
The Missing Children Jumedie you know, say and shasi.
The Missing Children documentaries all started somewhere in April 2021 when I decided to go and do a documentary in the Ashaman community. Ashaman is in the Greater Accra region of Ghana. It is one of the fastest growing communities in Greater Accra region. me could do a Ashama Honomo, say me a story, a far a mofra, asetinemu, a slum communities no, a whole and a social welfare officer, a friend of Archibald Mensa. Actually, imagine sees to say the issue of missing children, a idea a home be brave, or catch me say, de biano, de recorded say abofra ira, a bill honoma no obine who abofrano, and a ode bromo, sabofrana ira. Partly because Ashaman is a big community and has one of the biggest markets. Inti obi de ne baba hobi di jane nyoma bebra na mofrano ayira. Inti otre imagine ni so na hu be hia say I pursue that investigation aside looking at child protection issues in Ashaman at slum communities. Mo mofa bebre aye de omekogu aye orphanages in Ashaman. But omutimi Tracy eye emofrey ebusiafo ebi edi 10 years wo ebi edi 3 years 4 years 5 years. Na uhwe emofra omaka orphanages because yehu oma wo for menya opepa ne se medi ekire na my investigating to know what is the gap that is not helping us find the parents of these missing children. A idea ora Archibald Mensa editu me name efa issue of missing children in Ashama no e ha me bebre esan se me akasa no a idea I was born and bred in Ashaman. Inti na issue of missing children no na mateda my age to Ashaman as a journalist, and that issue about missing children na minim kakra, but na minim say a 2 pointer every day a child goes missing in Ashaman, and so I decided to pursue the missing children starting from Ashaman municipality. No crane says abofra ayira eja ayem shishie. If a child goes missing, it is not an easy moment, or it puts the family in a dire situation, especially the parents. Intina idea ha bebre obedwen se na abofra no sesei owo hefa abofra no wedi den eden na ohye enyoma bebre na wodwen awofo bi kra to me biso mo ho se eden na manye ne ye na ma me ba ne yeraye obi wo ho no mo se anka menim po na ka me ba ne ko ha no na ka me dinichi because se abofra yera enye asem ketwa enyoma bebre etumi ba Emma abofra yera ye emofra na genuinely okọ baby onim kwan no na wayera ene ye emofra omo hyeda edwane fifie no mu dwane fifie sana mo ba abonten they come face to face with the relative was send abontenete they don't know even how to go back omo ne nam saa the loiter na afide omo akwakoyera. In most cases no what children run away from are adults who are either abusing them or adults who are not taking proper care of these children. These are some of the instances Emma abofra itumi eyera. Se abofra yera ebi wo ho no mane ese abofra ne abofra bone ono no pese odwane fifie na saa ababeto no. Ebi wo ho no na abofra ne yakwala bone. Ba den na ma abofra ne yakwala bone. Isan se ne ewo so ohwa abofra ne te ne ho hwa abofra no wanhwe ne yie. Inti se imofra edwane fifie ebi wo ho no na ene nyina yefa sombo no embo eye imofra no na missing children documentary ni nyina no migu so etwe mo senia eba ya me documentary no na Mr. Archibald Mensa eboa me edimenim ema meko eye Save Them Young Orphanage ewo Ashaman na mekodu ho no mere hu yie esanse me hu imofra over 30 na yesi imofra we nyina ye imofra omayera emofra ya try see ebe hu omebusiafo ye hu omebusiafo emofra mo ho no ma ebi edi 10 years 14 years 12 years 9 years ewo ho no mo esanse social welfare officers na aye ne omeye bia no omutumi hu eye emofra kire say emofra we omo destinies their destinies are trapped in these orphanages because they could not provide the basic details ebetumi aboa etracy eye omo family. Me hu emofra ne sa no na opepa as journalist no me stories dani nyina in my 13 years of practice no na abehye me mu se wo se me ye bibi de boa eye emofra we. I just don't have to tell the story of these children but tell the story of these children so that I can influence their lives, help change their destinies, redirect the focus of those children because children's destinies cannot be trapped in orphanages. As I battle to think about how to do this documentary, how to tell the stories of those children, just so you know, I was emotionally drained. In fact, I actually got sick that I had to necessarily take a break from the whole documentary to be able to come back to myself and do my best to help these children, because it's not easy, and you would bear with me, to look and meet over 30 children, missing children, some 14 years, 13 years, that are trapped in orphanages. So I decided to do this. After I recovered from my emotional shock of seeing these children, I started working earnestly on this documentary with my award-winning visual editor, Robert Tete. We started working on this documentary, sharing ideas on how to go about it. So on the eve of 18th May 2021, our first promo video of the Missing Children documentary hit the screen of Atinka TV. Na ye promo no ma Eko TV so Tuesday enyumre 18th May 2021 Adebeche no, which was the 19th of May 2021 na ebusien bi efri Eastern region abase omehu omoba ewo promo video na meboye no na de na ye me de bebre ni se ebusian ne baaye no omoba na omo kire ye se omohu no me promo video no. That child was a special child. Oye abofra sebi untumi enkasa, sebi oye abofra ohia moke ana ebusia ehwehwe no, ebusia hwehwe no na abofra na yira for months no muhu baby abofra yiwo ni so muhu ne nwumre a ebusia ne ebaaye. Nti from 18th May 2021 enwumre na yeyi promo near the 2 TV so no. Before 22nd May 2021 ye be premiere documentary ni nyina no na ebusia be se miensa e na ba menim say promo na omuhu o TV so no omuhu omode share ewom. We had not even showed the documentary yet, but 3 families came and their traumatic experiences just made me know that we would have to do more in helping children who are missing be able to reunite them with their families.
Ya chia 3 years ni ensem bebre fast ni de me ye bi akonkyera no me femu akasa ebedrum re bi kwa ye krom kra na mitimi nko because me siese mi ho a me nuane ba no e na me di na akogi skedru e na nkrofo nso se enya mi ami banti e na maja ne manayire o ma na me nuane frɛ me se ne yire se yakoton kwara na egi skedru na me so okay nyame nenim ne yenti no ontwen se scan ba ye be ma ne bi edi just area me wo mu de manfa ne easy manya ne easy kra manya ne easy na busia no so de me papa de o se me nya butra nyame beye na anu kra ye ko bebe o mo se wewu na me kacha mam se back sender so wu kra o se moja ne kasa ebedrum rebi na me nko me kro nkra be se 1 year no de na me nko kra because ye bisami a me hu anu ye na nie obi bedwen so no ensem bebre
de bia okọ school a ono ne nantiko ono ne nso ono ne befi okọ school no ebo be 5:36 no na ne ofada ho na me frɛ no ofase a akola no okọ school fitanopa no omba nti o manye enko madam ni fie na madam ni fie no so benye nti ye ko madam ni fie ne ko bisae nti madam ni frɛ other madam no school ni mu ebisa no sinti or the books and a bag edi man se on fendi kan brefi by still ye twanya omba
me team pai bo baby a me kwa almost oho obeba na me se ontumi nkasa onim baby a ofie obebo a driver wu kra be de ne beba ana se ontumi nka nchiro bi se wakodi obi nsem kra ontumi nka se me fikofo dua sikasu ontumi nka ne be ka ne se bi a kokodua nti me ya wa esa akola no mani be hu ni bi oje se nyame.
On 22nd May 2021 at exactly 7:30 p.m. the much awaited documentary was premiered. Na yeyi ewo TV so no eyade a yeto yensa efre eye Ora Parkwesi Austin or ye counselor or say psychologist ewo Parks Counseling and Relationship Clinic. Saturday yeto yensa fre eye Ora Archibald Mensa or no ye social welfare officer ewo eye Ashaman municipality ono ye municipal head. Saturday yeto yensa fre eye mpenyinfo omoda eye Save Them Young Children's Home honomo where they put smiles on the faces of children. Yeto ensa from emma omobe pensem emma yehu yeka issues of missing children wo Ghana hanwa and then issues of missing children wo Ghana hanwa.
Documentary di kan a efa mofra wayira ho no eba montene so achi no eden ene fremu bai.
The outcome was mind-blowing, overwhelming, explosive. I can go on and on and on and on because na ebro adwene ntiase so. Na yi documentary we no ebusia ba office on mo. Bebre nti emma eye na wotwe na edi kan no eye from Monday no after the premiering of the documentary from 24th of May 2021 no, I decided say ebusia na eba ni nyina no metie oye omasem eba ne se no moba ne yeraye eden no maye ede hwehwe omoba no na omuhu omoba no wo TV so no eye omosen na nkomodie ni nyina no na eyareho ni ebia fem obi wo hono ma ebusia ne se ode abofa no akwakoje sikedu obi wo hono ma wakwakoda jail abofa ba akọ ni family no mo say omo sister ne ade abofa ne pie wakwakoda jail for about 8 months because yes ono na oni bebi akona no ne wayira akwakoshe aside no ebusia bi tire me say omo ko hu eye asofo odifo yi prophets fo ni bi ama ye omo nyoma se omo nkoye akwanche bebre omo de handkerchief white ekogina akrotia ekowoso ye kanche ma ya samo baba the next 3 days enu so mehu ebinum ko eye abosom so ko frɛ omo ma no hu ehwehwɛ bebi omo ma ne wo ebi so mu twa kwan ko Togo ebi so mu twa kwan ko Benin ebinum se omo tu kwan eko bebi bebre ni nyina no mo hwehwɛ omo ma no na ebinum so omo se ni nyina ye empaibo. So these are the traumatic experiences parents went through when their children went missing. So how did they receive the news? For them, how was it when they found their child on the missing children documentary that was premiered on the 22nd May 2021?
I don't know 8 no and I'm for the so my channel at TV. No me so okay. Yamin boy e ba na sat me kan ba no na nyina ni sagie no yo ababo. Obo boda kra oba o chai. Wa cha say obo da oni nya sankra oba ti o chai. Oba be yira sadia e be discuss ba say wa hwi bibi.
Nam se baby a me hu danjo mo se me nsan kan kura pa na me kuma to mi. Me ka se we wudi dada. Sa tam no so ka se bi toy. Nti na me se o so we de se say da mo se danjo ma ere se so na fa no ko. Me hu danjo ma no. Se oh se ma nya danjo ma nti no kura pa. Me nim se wo ha. Mo we wo de apo. O kwa. Na me fi se danjo ma de we wudi dada.
And all their stories made me realize that as a journalist, I have to continue to do works that will influence society, to do more journalistic works that will influence policies and have direct impact on the lives of the people the stories revolve around. In all this, I realized one thing, that ebusiana eba me hobi braino, some of the families that came did not actually see their children in my documentary. Ebusiani bi ome hu omuma no ewo me documentary, but they came to see me with the hope that I have to find their children for them. For some of them, they came to plead that can I continue my documentaries? Probably in my next documentary on missing children, they would find their children. Na mi hu sese na ejuma no enye ejuma ketewa. Even with the 30 nana ayem hihye ma me say me hu kola 30, I need to find their families. No. Here is the case. I had close to 10 families coming within a week to tell me that can I please continue this and look for their children because they didn't find their child in my documentary. It became a challenge I had to pursue. But to make sure that those who have found their children in my documentary are able to go through the process and find their children, I decided to start and continue the journey. It has been an eventful journey since May 2021 till date because I have helped so many families to be able to find their children. Those who found their children, I helped to start what we call the reunification process for them by taking them to the social welfare office where they would have to go through some documentation. Then the children at the orphanages also had to go through some counseling so that they psych them and let them know that now we have found your parents. After 10 years, After 14 years, after 3 years, after 2 years, we have found your parents. How will these children welcome the news? That is what we call the reunification process and the reintegration process. For those who found their children in my documentary, I facilitated the process for them to be able to take their children back home. I start to say with the reunification process. No, me share this journey we are marking, and I say the documentary so far my abofra wayera ache wo orphanage me reuniting na abofra no wayera for 14 years. Oyera I know age 3 and oyera for 14 years. That is the highest years of a child wayera met me a reunited through my missing children documentaries. And the abofra na only cry was an 8 months old baby. Oyera ya mabwa my reunite me hunu baby owo nipa no owi abofra no yetimi trace ye ema yetimi ekohu ye reunite edima eye ebusuan ntina e wo say megu so eboa because I had a lot of families coming to me o me hu omo no documentary I have to help reunite and na mesa ewo omo a me hu omo a meboa aye reunification.
Every some missing children dwumade yi ehya no enipa baye se ahenan na missing children team no wonsa eka reporter etwese wonom ayera na emufa kese na eye emofra reporter wobeye no police report ene mofra wayera no emfoni eka ho na wei ekire se awofo a won mayera no ete ayamhihie mu pa ewo mai mu no sabofre bi ayera bia ye di kan a wobekọ eya posifo asoeye Penny Kwantrefo a wada Missing Persons Unit ye no ehye Criminal Investigations Department ewo Police Headquarters no ase Chief Superintendent Comfort Entry and so in some way etudwa.
The Missing Persons Unit is an investigative unit which was opened by the police administration to conduct in-depth investigations into missing person cases. It was realized that much attention was not being given to this type of cases. So they realized that when the unit is open and dedicated to those cases alone, much attention will be given onto it. We are situated at the CID headquarters within the DOFSU unit, that is Domestic and Victim Support Unit, on the first floor. Our offices are located there. So if anybody wants to file a case, the person can just walk in and then report a case. It can also be that the person is not living within the area or within the jurisdiction. The person can file or lodge his or her complaint at wherever he is, and an extract of occurrence can be given to the person, and the person will bring it to our outfit and will continue the investigations from there. What we can tell parents and guardians are that, especially with children, they should try and have that cordial relationship with their children and have a lot of chats with them. So that in the first place, every parent or guardian should be able to let his or her daughter know their phone numbers. They should memorize it offhand so that in case of anything, they can just give these numbers out and we can trace and then relocate their parents. They should be able to let the children know about certain things that are within their areas where they live. Maybe they can earmark an important place within the area so that in case they go missing and when they are found, they can help us with that to locate their houses. Parents should also have secret codes with their children, codes that can help them know that this is my parent speaking, this is my guardian who is speaking, or this is somebody that I'm living with that is talking. So that in case they go to school and somebody wants to pick them up without that code, they'll be able to reject that person and then they can find their way home if they are missing. When you work to our outfits, we'll always be ready to help you. But what we will plead with the public to do for us is that anytime we get to them and we are looking for information, they should be able to help us by divulging important information to us so that it will help us in our investigations.
Plan International Ghana eye ankrankra dwumaku a ensha abayase ekoyi ekoma emofrafa hodie ene empo se wo benya pepepeyo ede ama emaya. Country Director ene Solomon Tesfamariam woche nadwen efa emofra wonom ayirayira ewo mayi mu ho.
It's clear that quite a number of children are basically missing. They are lost from their homes. And that is the primary responsibility of their families, to ensure that they are well protected and that they are within the vicinity and the protection of their own families. But there are cases where children are missing, and they're missed in Ghana in a far more stable environment. Globally, children are missed in connection with civil wars, conflict, natural disaster, which is not the case in the case of Ghana. So we have a totally different kind of situation and condition attached to an increasing number of missing children.
Say ena missing children afe baako akwantuo yi no akono.
It has been one success story after the other. Confidently, I can say that I have premiered 3 major documentaries on missing children. Abraham ye follow up bebre afa ho serializes some of the documentaries as in the reintegration process ni no ye serialize ya de aka ho. In these 3 main documentaries ni na maye no na me ye dodo na if Greater Accra region and a central region of Ghana. In these 2 regions, I focused on 9 orphanages in Greater Accra and in central region. And these 9 orphanages have helped a lot, so that I can also confidently say that through my missing children documentaries, I have reunited over 170 missing children in Ghana. I have 3 main documentaries here, me ayeno. Aboma emofra over 170 and ye huomo ediama omebusia 170 nemono na ebinimu no mu yempanyefo esanse omabru eye 18 years but na ni nyina eka ho ebinimu ho mo yiraye no no mu nyandi 18 years ye but along the line no omo bedi 18 years omo ka ho mitumi boa ma yempanyefo a sebe dementia nti sebe onyi ntina ontumi hu ne kwan kofie no wayera no omo nyina enam documentary we so yehu omo ama ede enije aba eye ebusua mu aside say yehu eye omo a omayera yede ma ebusua no yetumi eboaye ama metumi aka say cases over 400 and aba menim sa cases we ni nyina no police extracts ka ho chese omo de share ayera into out of the missing children na me ye no yenya platform where yetumi emma obi a ne de share ayera no or contact a missing children team ni yetumi editor ni editora nkofo friend eboa connecting ni yetumi hu eye omo loved ones we ede amomo aside 170 missing children and adults are yetumi reunited through me missing children documentaries no ade amenya 2 dedicated phone lines me missing children to so wherever you are in our country Ghana oba ayera and now you have lead to a child who is missing, who has been kept somewhere, or you have contact to families whose children are missing wherever they are, you just need to call us on these 2 numbers. When you call us, no, so, and we give you guidelines on how to go about it. That is something we are proud to say that it has also helped us to reach a lot of people in Ghana and outside Ghana to share with us issues of missing children. And I have created a Facebook page called Missing Children, and I'm sure we are all going to follow the page, and we are all going to subscribe to our YouTube channel also called The Missing Children. On our Facebook page, what we do is to give constant updates about Emofra or Mayera. When we find children who are missing, or I have leads to children who are missing, orphanages contact me and tell me where they have children who are missing. We post the pictures, hoping that we can help us to be able to reach the family. And that has been amazing because we've been able to connect families even through our Facebook page. Also, I must say, from telephone numbers now, Reunite Missing Children, we have received over hundreds, even close to thousands of calls from indigents, from Ghanaians, from other nationals whose children came to Ghana and got missing. The Missing Children Initiative has also received some recognitions by the Ghana Young Achievers Awards, by the Humanitarian Awards Global, and also by the First African Media Awards. These are some recognitions who say the Missing Children Ghana or the Missing Children documentaries. No, it's a grey area no journalists in Ghana actually focused on. Another significant feat is that it has led to the creation of the Missing Persons Unit under the Criminal Investigations Department at the police headquarters. I'm excited about this because missing persons unit, na uko police headquarters, there was no unit like that. And I remember a meeting where I had the opportunity to share with the IGP what the issue of missing children in Ghana since I started, what I have realized. And I remember very well he telling me that it is an area that they need to prioritize. And somewhere in 2022, through the police administration top hierarchy, they decided to create a missing persons unit. And this is something I'm proud of. We have done some collaboration, and I can say that they have helped us to reunite some missing children. And I'm very happy that through my missing children documentaries, this has become a reality. Similarly, Metimi Akasa missing children documentary, Abua Ama Metumi Afome great partnership with well-meaning Ghanaians. Omo eji emofra ho boasa emofra ayiranom yebetimi ama omasa akofie na mesa enka se police officers bebre ho no mo a anyokofa abeda meni omo entem omo hu abofra wayira. The first thing is that they contact me. No maybe some me say, do you have this child? Family bi aba ho no mo. Family bi amaya je abofra ne details na fatre na family mbra nti me da o masi bebre. Sasa na social welfare officers bebre ho no mo so a omo abeye me namfofo ne sa omunya eye abofra bi a wayere bi a omo frɛ amma mitimi boa. Through my series, documentary series, we're able to show those children to reunite them. Aside that, owners of orphanages, I've built a relationship with some of them. Inti almost said abofra bro mo if the social welfare officer may contact her. Owners of the orphanages also try to contact me. Together, we are able to start the tracing, contact tracing, to be able to find families and other private individuals they are interested in social welfare issues or child protection issues, almost omabua, that we are able to contact some of the families. Into when we hear nyama kakra nyame atom, and this year-long documentary I started, I have been able to do with the Missing Children Initiative.
Ehube hiya so manfo ebehyenenso. Se Regina Asamoah enye se wo boa ama emofra wono mayira wo hu wonchi kwan akwaka wabusuafo ho enko na mmom opem suko nanim epemmoa esomofra ne bia sene ne tituru wono mu a eye mobrowafo ene enyanka fie ahodo a samofra yidodo na wono mu etie no enyanka fie ba ko asa ayeyedie bi eso wonso no Enam Executive Chairman Emma Tobinko Group of Companies Elder Nana Samuel Amo Tobin the first eso Emma yedi enuane sika ene eniema hodo na ekoma wo ebia wo so no Ghana fo dodo na ene adomfo a wonani edi Missing Children dwumadi ye chinso ede niema bi te se entade empaboa enwoma akade amofra di agro enuane ene niema bebre ebra Regina Asamoah se wonfa emma enyanka fie a ehwe emofra yi no emofra ne bia na wonom enhia ayarehwe anase na woni peduam baabi atetwoma na ho akohia se yedom be kwa yaresa bia makwaja yarehwe no nso Regina Asamoah wono ankasa ede ne botom sika ehwe emofra yi bi ayarehwe ebie wo so no ohene a wowo atibie kwawu ya wosan so aye jase hene emma kwawu atena konwa barima kwame asante betie ni ya wotoso mienu abofra ne wanya emfie du na woyiraye na enam Missing Children dwumadie yi so eme de ne sakoma na busuafo sebe na abofra no na so asi barima kwame asante betie ni ya wotoso mienu eboaye emma yekoye no surgery wo Koforidua Government Hospital enu achi no wosan so ede no akwoto school mu wo Koforidua School for the Deaf eya no kwasam say waman sachirage abo manfo abrabom asodi a wo fato wo ho so se obeboa mamofra wono mayira wone wona busua asan so akabom no ewo wakwantuo mu no nyema bensa ena wo hu ya wo susu se eno ena ema emofra etai eyira na se mofra yira ekosoro pa ewo man mu
parental control, parental protection, parental guidance awofo se omobehwe omobani yie no bebre awofo no mo entin omo ho enhwe eye omoma eye impempie no eja ye duty as parent edima obi se hwe meba ma memeba etumi ma abofra yira ene nyoma bebre enkoso wo fie emma abofra eni enchi wo fie etumi ma emofra dwane fifie anase emofra yira anase ye de ye ma komo obi so mo ne omo entena and no eka ho etumi ma emofra no omo yera. Aside no ebusia ye do baby on more in Ghana here, it's like the extended family no longer have control over the children, and even the society does not have control over the child, as in correctional measures. Obia ye din hwe obiba ebinim ye nyomope obia ne nkone ma ho ono obate ho in the community. People within the community crowd onim. We don't show our children what they have to know, basic details about ourselves, where we work, the kind of work we do, our telephone numbers. All these things we don't show our children. And these are some of the trainings parents would have to give to their children, but we don't do. And these are some of the gaps I have identified. The other gap I also realize is lapses in the security systems, because I realize that when a child goes missing, and even if the child is found, I have a case where the child who went missing, the family went to a particular police station to go and report that my child is missing. They gave the family a police extract. They told the family to go and do an announcement, as they also do their best to find the child. Interestingly enough, it was the same police station that somebody spotted the child somewhere and brought the child to the police station. What happened at the police station? What happened was that the officer it's not the same officer. When the family got there, they met, and as at that time, I don't know what kind of records they kept, and so they couldn't reunite or connect the dots. And that particular child in question actually spent 14 years in an orphanage until I reunited this child with the family. These are some of the gaps in the security system, and I must say that it's actually affecting how we find children who are missing. The other gap too is the institutions mandated to trace and find and connect children who are missing. So social welfare is mandated to help in reuniting children aside their numerous mandates. What happens is that social welfare keeps the child in an orphanage and starts the process. But in instances where the child is not able to give social welfare the basic details, what happens? They keep the child at the orphanages. I think that now the Missing Children Initiative I have started has created a platform, or it's an eye-opener, that wherever social welfare officers are, that they have children that have been kept in orphanages, they are unable to trace their family, they can take advantage of the Missing Children Initiative and bring these children forward for us to show. Similarly, they can try and do other posters, mount posters of these children at very vantage points where families or communities will be able to see those children. And also, most importantly, the police are supposed to mount pictures of these children that are found and brought to them on a notice board. Similarly, they can also show pictures of children that the families, or when families come and report, leave a picture. We paste there at the notice board of the police station. Without us bridging these gaps, it will be extremely difficult to reunite children with their families.
When you know, quite best so and ye become boom aye juma say, and more fra one a yira and one someone a bay handsome. Now fancy yasha say, and more fra for who dear was a one enya, one more fra bremuno, and sure. Kanima penny, Emma or Mayi, His Excellency John, Ajekum for, and nay at it in an intina who do now so. Actually, one I dream.
These days, we hear from the media a lot about missing people. In some instances, such missing persons have been abducted. For what purposes, I can't really fathom. It's not always good, but I'm here appealing also to the police in the first instance and to society generally, that anywhere they see a suspicious situation of some child in distress, in some wrong company, they should report the situation quickly, so such people in distress will be given the necessary relief so they can be restored back home. So I would appeal by encouraging the social welfare authorities and then the missing children organizations to continue with their good work.
Our children are just too important for us to say that it is this person's job, it is that person's job. It is everybody's job for us to keep our children safe. And so child protection is no longer just the issue of the parent. It's not just the issue of the school. It's not just the issue of the church, not the police, not other agencies. It is the duty of all of us as a nation. And happily, it is us who work in all these institutions. You know, it's us who work in these institutions. So if we see it as a shared responsibility, then I think we'll be able to minimize it a lot. I mean, I cannot imagine how a child gets reported to a police station and is sent away to an institution, an orphanage, for 14 years and we cannot trace that child. It is difficult to understand it.
You see, the problem is that a lot of these missing children have never been to school. A lot of them don't even know the addresses of their homes and things, simply because their parents are illiterate. So they also end up being illiterate. That's the starting point. Secondly, they really do not have even knowledge of their relations. So when they step out of the house and they get missing, they do not even have a clue to either go to somebody or even at the police station to say, I have an aunt who lives somewhere, or this is the address or whatnot. Illiteracy is the cause of this. Yes, our communities can help. For example, in times past, in a village or in a community, if my child is doing something that is not good, a house nearby, even 3 houses away, can call me and say, we saw your child doing this or this, or can even question my child and try to straighten my child. But now that is not done. Yes, social welfare is an institution that has a role to play. But I'm sure if we went to talk to them, they'll talk about how under-resourced they are. They'll talk about how even their mandate is not clear and so on. For example, if a child is found in the streets and the child cannot mention their address, there's nothing social welfare can do except to get a TV station to feature the child, and hopefully somebody will see it. So again, there's a lot of education that needs to go out for even the parents to know that the least you can teach your children is the address of where they are and a name or two of a friend or a relation that in case they get missing, they can go. At worst, the child should know a landmark around their house, because when you get to that landmark, most children will be able to point their houses. The police has a role to play, because the police are in every village, even the smallest villages. The police can also help in also educating. The police is not only there to enforce rules, the police can also educate. So, to sum it all up, I'll say that education is the major tool that both the community, the institutions can engage in.
Our strong recommendation from Plan International is that the police as an institution should put very strong framework to record all cases and to collaborate with the social services so that the children are actually housed in a very protected environment where they can basically have basic services like health and education. Because what happens to quite a number of missing children is that they are actually denied the opportunity to be educated. And that has significant consequence on the nation when you look at it from a bigger extent. But we also live in a digitalized world. And it's a major priority for Ghana in terms of really using digital systems to record a number of issues, a number of data. So when it comes to children who are missing, Currently, it's all written reports. But our recommendation is to use the digital world so that they can take pictures, and those pictures can basically be sent to all police stations so that it can assist parents as they are looking for the children at national level. And that is really our strong recommendation. But we're also asking government to do more, especially to support the orphanages, so that the orphanages as institutions can be well supported financially and technically in order for them to prioritize the identification of families, but the protection of children as long as they stay in these orphanages. That is really our cry and humble request to our government.
Mensi mu penyinipa wada social welfare asoya ewo Ashaman Ora Archibald Mensa eni onipa wodi kan a esi ne so Emma missing children dwumadie yi no ehyasie woni ya twetwe nkomo efa kwan ya dwumadie yi ede abre won se social workers.
We really appreciate what missing children have done to us in Asamoah Municipal Assembly. Looking at where we were before Regina came to me and where we are now. Before, we had a lot of missing children coming to Asamoah Municipal Assembly, Social Welfare Office to be precise. And if you interview them, they refuse to talk. So you have nowhere to send them than to put them in the orphanage home. But when Regina came into our office for a different program, I introduced the issue to her, and really, she did help us. I remember the very first time we went to the orphanage home, the Save Them Young home. A lot of children there. But when we did the preview of the children over there, a lot of parents came for their children, and it was very successful. Up to now, we don't have any backlog of children at the home that I would say is a problem to us, and it has gone a long way to help us. Any moment you have a missing child, we just take a picture, send to Regina, and the next day the children will come out, and then we will do reintegration. We have done a lot of reintegration with Regina. I can't use it so much. We really benefited from that particular program, and we wish her good in whatever she does. And our prayer is that this program will continue, and then other children in other homes through this program we're able to locate their parents and reunite them to their families. On behalf of all social workers in the country, because this program has been to Central Region, Greater Accra, Eastern Region, and through this program, parents were able to see their children at times for 10 years, more than 10 years. Our prayer is that we will get sponsorship for this program, that we will be able to continue to work things out for parents who have lost their children. They don't know where they are, but through this medium, they've been able to reunite their children for the first time for 10 years, 20 years, and the rest.
Na awofo a wonu manyamfaso e de free Regina Asamoah missing children dwumadie yi mu no wonani gie ene won gidi a wo e won semtro dwuma ni mu no akosuru yie pa.
Sakwade ya yira na kwa na nyankopon asan de na ba wasumdwe mu a asidan kwa na ye de ma erade ade a mo ahyama ye no ye huni a ye ka eni he huni a ye si amaye bio adwuma mo ye no wa nyankopon kasa o hira mo adwuma no so mo ahye bi papa mo ye adwuma papa we na adwuma papa. This is the proper work in Ghana.
Akwala ni kam nsem seki ikoto netwi bako. Wow. I'm an Ibrisamu because I've gone through a lot. Makum, and here easy. Say Ubaba Ira for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Now even 1 week cry, baby, or was it here? I safe, mommy.
Ow, Sister Regina. Sister Regina. My homie bow 6 years, 7 years. And ye is a young dead for Kura. Or batting beer, and you mean pardon and anybody friend in sim. Then quadru by this hour, I won't back. And ye is Eddie.
Nana no one who fair be out. Or one who fair be auntie. I think of one in make a sentence, and I'm a friend. Why? Me just say. Some from her crown, I can't even from here, I can't from more, or be back, I can't from
Yamuye, me who be down. My yadi, papa, for your mission.
Inti sa wohwe emfaso a missing children dwumadie yi ede abre omanfo a sei na tenkane tie.
Oh my goodness, I feel fulfilled. Mini aje say missing children documentary na me de baye no enya insinsanso bebre positive ones. Aboa ama enije aba ebusie mu. Aboa makofo ate ne emma ana ne ebetimi ama omoma ayera. Aboa makofo aye ahweyie ewo omoma ho. Aboa ama odo a ebimpo nyama omoma na ebetimi omoma ne dwane no. Oma sakra oma kwemu. Aboa ama emofra bebre ananka omaka orphanages na omo destinies ye nim se ne ebeye no. Aboa ama sesei no oma behwie eco school enjoy omo rights as children. They are enjoying their childhood days. Ama me hu say journalism as a professional, it is one of the greatest weapon ye betimi impact society positively. Na missing children documentary way, it is a living testimony.
Na abusua wo ayem hihiem na wo hwe kwan se wo behu wo ba wo se anidaso no ye won kranhyesem yi afiri atitiro ne anitino mpanyifo ahodo na ho edema wo se emma wabamu emu.
Some people think that trauma is just maybe you got an accident or your child has died or husband died. Trauma is anything that shakes you. And a missing child can be so traumatic that it can even lead to the death of a sibling or a parent. Because every day you hope that they will find their child. As the years go by, you're not sure whether to give up or to continue. So it is not a very comfortable place to find yourself.
Don't blame yourself too much, even if the problem was because of your negligence. Just dwelling on the mistake is not going to help. Begin to see things from a positive point of view and work hard to make sure that whatever mistake was made will be corrected and that you will be reunited with your child. Worrying about, and I made a mistake and I'll never forgive myself is not going to solve the problem. It's not going to solve the problem. Let's look ahead and let's see what we can do.
Also to the families, the parents, immediately your children leave home and you can't trace them, please do not hesitate. Rush to the nearest police station and lodge a complaint. And then, if possible, also go to some FM station and report so the entire society will be made aware with the description of the missing children. So when they are spotted anywhere, they will be held back to you. I would also urge the general public that when you see children who would appear distressed, and especially in companies that do not look natural, I would urge that you report to the police to stop possible wrongdoing against such children. It's important we help to stabilize our society in these difficult times, to protect the children.
Na emofra bebro wo hane eduoson over 170 children a sese ne wone busua asan so akabo mu biewu no yenemu se momofra bremu fo ahodie ene anigye a ewose munya no munya ne sa pepepe na emofra wono mayira na emprempren wakopemu ewo enyanka fie ne nso nya yehya mu ene se
I'll say to them that they should not lose hope. They should keep trusting and believing that this initiative is going to do all it can to link them with their parents. And I'll also say to them that just like the other children have been reunited, they will also be reunited. And while they are waiting, apart from not losing hope, they should also make sure that they are truthful, they are well-behaved, and they are making the lives of those who are catering for them not difficult in terms of cooperating with them. And those who have even the slightest idea of where they live must not hold it back. They should actually give the clues. Any clue is better than no clue at all.
To the children who are grown enough to know that they are missing and will be able to identify their parents or family members, what I want to say is, wherever you are, kindly report to the police. So the police will take over, link with the social welfare organization, and then with the missing children's organizations. So they would help you to go back quickly home.
Children, all of us love you. Even the parents you have been separated from. I can assure you that, children, your mother, your father, your aunties, your grandparents, they are worried about you and they wish you can be reunited with them. Take full advantage of where you are. It is true, it's not like your home, but see it from a positive point of view. You have food to eat even if it is not the food you're looking for. You have clothes to wear even if you wish it were different. You're going to school. Take advantage of these, embrace them, and look forward to the day when you will be reunited.
Enya de krasa will be ebehwe kase anase wo bekenkan ensem bia na documentaries bia eti sei na nso no wo hu ohawa sentreni no efamu se wo beye bibia eti sa so obetro story a eda na kwan mu eye pepepe entwanche bia nim na atemamufo so enya emfaso edi free so aha hodo ben na wo famu se ensentweni afe baako ni a wodi sa dwumadie wei esi wani so.
If I'm to recount the challenges, there are enormous challenges, from financial challenges, physical challenges, spiritual challenges, psychological challenges that I go through. Or how ana consider bebre wo ejuma meye mo menyano smooth sa physical ebe any logistics. When we buy say from May 2021 up to Emeria Meno Kase, it will not be easy to transport yourself from one location to the other. Meno Kase, the Missing Children Initiative, currently I don't have any headline sponsor. And as a mini obia na jumekobi obeka wa found me production cost hoka. In most cases, I would have to foot the bills myself. Now I was making sure say my team we are able to get to location. My team we are able to do what we are supposed to do to help families. We know reunification is not just a day. Although you just see us capturing the day where we take the child to the house and everything, there are lots of background works we have to do. And the cost that comes with it, it's mind-blowing. But in more cases, we would have to bear the cost ourselves. Logistics. Currently, I do not have a vehicle that I can say I'm using for all my production works. And so sometimes I have to fall on friends to give me their vehicles to be able to go to location and be able to do a production, especially in areas where they are remote or the road is bad and all that. I have to fall on some friends to help me. So the production cost is actually weighing What is keeping me going is the fact that I'm impacting lives. Let me put on record that in all this over 170 missing children we have reunited, and the others we are yet to reunite, the others we show on our screen, I have not, neither has Atinka TV, charged any family to pay any money for the services through my missing children documentary we have rendered. No family has paid any money to us, and I do not charge any family to pay money. However, I would appreciate if after watching this documentary, we'll have sponsors coming on board, individuals to support, take care of the production costs, so we will be able to move beyond Greater Accra and Central Region. As I speak with you, I have reliable information of orphanages where we have missing children there. They need me to move just beyond Greater Accra to the Ashanti region of Ghana, to the northern region of Ghana, to help them, connect them so they find the relatives of these missing children. But I'm constrained by logistics, and so I'm not able to move to go around. In terms of spiritual, we are all spiritual beings, and I know you would appreciate. Now, only maybe ya adwene say as spiritual beings there, ye nyina ye won ye chidi, but say abofra be yira na ye hu no bibia na ye hwehwe na ye hu ebi mo ho mo fa na yira ye no gidie na etechie no se ebi wo ho no mo a efifie ebi wo no ye huhum bi ebi wo yewe intin eba ne sa na wo di anim se opese oboa ma emofisa befie no, then the attack is coming on you. Na mefa kwan we so would want to thank all my Christian friends, my family especially, and all the pastors who call and support me with prayers to be able to do this. Thank you very much. Attacks need to be about, but we have been able to survive it. Now let's talk about the psychological trauma I go through. Just imagine, say, what na when you call, your phone is ringing, o fire. Na obi esu wo phone say, madam me powercho, boa me ese open na obi tumi aboa me na me hu me ba yera me nim liam beye. A desperate parent calls, sometimes around 3 a.m. And I'm tempted to pick because that is a dedicated line I made tour for missing children. And I picked one of the calls at dawn, and the woman was crying, begging I should help. Psychologically, it's even traumatizing for me, knowing that someone is trusting or hoping in that I can, through my investigations, find her missing child. It is traumatizing. These are some of the challenges I go through, and I'm trusting that as you watch me, as I recount my journey in the missing children, you'll be motivated to support me in this course, to be able to do this, help reunite children with their families, thereby limiting the challenges I also go through in terms of financial challenges, in terms of psychological challenges, in terms of spiritual challenges. I'll be able to survive this, to be able to do the work I am doing to help reunite missing children with their families.
Empanyifo ka se ni wofo dua pa no na ye pia no wei ene abasobonsem bia efri mpanyinifo ahodo na enchen.
I want to say a very big thank you to the missing children team for the good work they've done, for the smiles they've put on faces, for helping us reunify missing children with their families, and giving these children happiness and joy in life. Because some of the children at the homes are not happy they are there. If you talk to them one-on-one, they'll tell you they want to go home. And we thank God for giving this team this kind of vision to support us, do it in a way that has seen an increase in the number of children who have left children's homes. God bless you. May you receive more resources to help Mother Ghana find families for missing children. They are vulnerable children. They are confused. They don't understand the world because they know that they came from somewhere. And they don't know why they are at a different place. And they don't understand why they are not seeing their family members anymore. They ask themselves where their relatives are, their siblings, their parents. So, as we've seen the evidence on TV, the joy and happiness that reunites them is tremendous. And we are so grateful for the good work you've done for Mother Ghana, and especially for Department of Social Welfare and Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. May the Lord guide you and provide all your needs as you work for these vulnerable children. May God also bless you. For Bible says that if you water, you yourself will be watered.
Would like to thank you personally and your team for the significant commitment that you've shown in addressing gender-based violence against girls. I would like to commend you for the great work that you are doing. The greatest point in terms of this missing children and the ability for us to support them in protecting them is the integration and the reunification with their family.
This is a good initiative. The Missing Children's Initiative is a laudable one, and I'm glad to say that I do associate with this initiative, and I hope that this initiative, as it celebrates the 1 year, will find other people to partner with on this journey. And I also pray that this initiative will continue to go on, and therefore I'm looking at finding ways of sustaining it, finding ways of whipping up enthusiasm, and making sure that next year by this time many more children will be united with their parents. So God bless the Missing Children Initiative. God bless you all.
I would end my appeal by congratulating Miss Regina Asamoah and the Missing Children team for the great initiative they've taken to bring children back to their families, to reunite them, to lessen the difficulties and stresses that society generally is afflicted with in these very difficult times, here in Ghana, as well as many other places around the world.
The UN Convention on the Rights of the Child and the Children's Act of Ghana ne nyinaa ekasa fa hia hu behia se emofra eni beje wo mofra bremu na won fa ahodie so enhwere won na se oman yi ye hwe se Sustainable Development Goals ye bedru ho no eho akohia se ye beka bom na emofra wonom ayira won fa ahodie na empo se ye behwehwe won hu won na ye de won asan koma abusua no ye bema no aye ye hia sem.